Hello there guys, it's Martha Mew here, and today we have our third deck profile featuring Decidueye GX. And let's get straight cracking into this one. You've seen this twice before, so we have a 3-3-2 line of Decidueye GX. So obviously you don't really see the Rowlet and the Dartrix out at all. All the effects and interest is on the Decidueye GX. Which has the ability of, once during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. So any of your opponent's Pokemon. It's an ability, so you can just, dot those 2 damage around. Obviously, with 2 Decidueye, you can do 40 damage. It's Razor Leaf, attack 1, Grass Energy, double colourless, just 90. So on top of those, that potential 40 damage, or just per card 20 damage, does 110 damage for 3 energy, which isn't too bad. And it's Hollow Hunt if you are in desperate need. Puts 3 cards from your discard pile into your hand. Is it 3? Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
So if you need 3 cards back from your discard pile, it's pretty good. To get all of this stuff rolling, we have a 3-3, is it? Yeah, 3-3 line of Molol and then Shinotic. Shinotic's basically there for its ability, which is Illuminate, and once during your turn you can search your deck for a grass Pokemon and put it into your hand. Obviously that means you can, if you've got all 3 Shinotics set up on the bench, you can get to Decidueye in one turn, which we'll go over later because we have a certain stadium card in this deck that allows you to do that in one turn. So basically, yeah, you can also obviously use the Shinotic to find more Molol and then more Shinotic to basically turbo that itself to get that off. Yeah, so that's sort of the main little bit that's going on within this deck.
Yeah, the next part of this deck is from an older deck, and it's kept it in just because this is just funny.
This deck was sort of comprised of another deck when the other deck didn't work. So we have the Spinarak and Ariados 2-2 line, which Ariados' Poisonous Nest just lets you poison your opponent's active Pokemon. So obviously doing that 10 damage between turns is pretty good on its own, but in combination with a Raticate Break, so we have a 3-3 and then 3 line of Raticate Break, will one-shot anything in one turn. Anything. Absolutely, you can do whatever you like. Raticate Break, Super Fang, comboed with Ariados' Poisonous Nest, will one-shot anything. You can show me however much HP you like, it will just one-shot it. Raticate Break, Super Fang takes anything down to 10 HP. The 10 HP is then taken off by Ariados' Poison at the end of the turn, so it dies. Without that, it's obviously a very frail card, 110 HP, and is a break card, so effectively a stage 2. It can take its time to get set up, especially as Frost Giant Plants, which is in this deck obviously for the Decidueye and everything else. They're not grass Pokemon, so you can't do that, and unfortunately I would almost, no, I don't suppose that would work. I was going to say, is there a Leafy on like the 3 evolutions that you can use to make stage 1s a certain type, but there isn't. But yeah, that couldn't just one-shot anything, and it's just sort of secondary line of defense when the Decidueyes decide not to work.
Yeah, I also, this is, another thing is the fact that there's only 2 GX cards in this deck, so
yeah.
Your opponent can't beat you too quickly. That's pretty much guaranteed. They're going to be taking prizes for a while, but in that time frame, if you get the right setups, you're going to win quite quickly, depending really. I mean, they can, if they're good enough, they'll obviously be able to counteract it, but we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. If you get Raticate Break off and they're not set up enough, that's just going to one-shot anything in its path. It does not care how much HP you have. Obviously, the Pokemon in this deck don't need a lot of energy at all to work, so we only run a total of 9 grass energy. And then obviously the double colourless, which is all Raticate needs to work, the double colourless. So it's pretty low energy deck, it doesn't need a lot to make it work. And we obviously have cards in our trainer lineup to help find the energy. But first we go through the supporters, and we've got standard Lysander, which we run 2 of. We've got Lily as just draw power. We've got Skylar, obviously finding things pretty good. And then Misty's, I think,
as a one-off.
Just a one-off, you know, finding that one card that you need off the top 8 is pretty good. And then Wally is obviously there to speed up the Raticate break, because you can evolve it easier. And if you manage not to get the Forestry Giant plants out, obviously Wally's helping the Decidueye line as well. So
or it can get you into your Shiinotic to get you searching.
It's
a one-off, but there is so many utilities with it.
Yeah.
Bear that in mind.
Yeah. So to find Pokemon in this deck, we have 2 Level Ball, which can hit the Raticate, not the break. We can hit up to Dartrix, I believe. It can. It doesn't quite hit the Shiinotic, I don't think. I think Shiinotic's just over.
Yeah, 100 HP.
It hits enough Pokemon that having 2 in there is justified. To find everything else, we have 2 Ultra Ball. Obviously, finding things to discard in this deck is quite difficult, but if you've got stuff set up already, then, you know, finding an Ultra Ball, something to discard for Ultra Ball, isn't too bad. And if you obviously have to discard something you really need, then Hollow Hunt GX is obviously there on Decidueye. You've got Switch in this deck to just help out with moving Pokemon around. Raticate actually has free retreat, so he doesn't need it for that, which is why there's only 2 in here. Just basically gets an in trouble Decidueye off the active post, because I think how much. It's got 2 retreat costs, so you don't really want to be paying retreat in any game, to be quite honest, if you can at all help it. So yeah, Switch pretty standard in most of the decks that you will see us build. It's just pretty useful. It's
also the fact that, like, and you will only want Decidueye as your active if you're really going to use one of its attacks, otherwise it's just going to sit on your bench. Your main attacker is got to try and beat the Raticate break, really.
It's amazing how few times this deck manages to actually pull the Raticate break off, and it's just the Decidueye doing the damage, but it can definitely be improved upon, but for now this is what we have.
Yeah. And you got
2 Professor's Letter, which obviously finds all your energy from the deck. Obviously, being so few energy in the deck, you need to see the Professor's Letter, which is obviously Skylar can find this, and we've got those in there, pretty helpful.
Misty's
can hopefully find it. There's things to find the Professor's Letter.
Lily can draw into it, so on and so forth.
Yes. The main, I'm going to say the main trainer card in this deck is obviously the Forestry Giant plants, which is going to hopefully be your main source for Skylar to be getting. Just because having Forestry Giant plants out just turbocharges everything else in this deck. The Decidueye just goes boom when Forestry Giant plants is out. You can just go straight from Rowlet to Decidueye in one turn, because Forestry Giant plants allows your grass Pokemon to evolve during the turn that they were played. Pretty damn good. There's no grass deck that should not have Forestry Giant plants in it. If you were running a grass deck and it doesn't have Forestry Giant plants, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And then the last card in our lineup is Energy Retrieval. Obviously, just to get energy back from the discard pile. Always useful, especially since there's so few energy in this deck, and you might need to discard them for an Ultra Ball, because finding the Pokemon is also very important in this deck. So yeah, it's a very sort of simple idea deck, and that's what we come up with, just sort of combining Raticate Break and Decidueye together. Yes, we could probably do with some more Decidueye in there, but this one was basically just put together as a, oh, what have we got? What can we do? What can we put into this Raticate Break deck? I was thinking, well, you know, we've got these 2 Decidueye, and we've got the grass Pokemon already in there as Spinarak and Ariados, so you know, I was using grass energy before that and grass Pokemon in there just as the techs, so in came the other things, and it does work. We'll try and get a couple of games recorded from this deck, as well as a couple of the others. If you've got any suggestions as to what you'd like, which decks you see featured, you'd like to see against each other, then obviously leave a comment, and we will try and make that match possible. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you with the next video. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye guys.